America's Desert Diaries. Week 34. Hello, Arizona calling, and our first Christmas in the desert. Now, contrary to what you might think, we haven't been barbecuing in the hot sunshine for Christmas lunch. That will be Australia you're thinking of there. In fact, it's been freezing, properly cold. Now, remember I said we live in an amazing area called Paradise Valley, but in quite a falling down house. Well, that falling down house doesn't have any heating, which wasn't a massive problem until a few weeks ago when it just got really cold. It felt like I was back in the 1980s again, with my dad refusing to put the heating on and getting dressed for school under the bedclothes. It got really cold at nights, so I can't believe I'm saying these words. I've bought an electric blanket. I know, in the desert. I did actually have one in Manchester. I love that electric blanket. But because nothing electrical bloody works out here, of course, it got about as warm as a cup of tea served by British Rail in the 1980s, so it was absolutely no use to my freezing toes. Another interesting shopping experience when I went to buy the electric blanket, as all the assistants kept showing me blankets, and I was like, no, it's an electric blanket to sleep on. And they finally sold me an electric mattress pad, which I suppose makes total sense. Why do we call them blankets? They don't go over us, but it still feels a bit weird. An electric mattress pad. Anyway, I'm being really thankful this week that when I was packing to move here, I remember laughing at the amount of jumpers I was taking to the desert. How ridiculous. It's going to be boiling. I wasn't organised enough to do a charity shop run before I left, so I bought those jumpers with me. Praise be. Those jumpers, and yep, scarves and even a hat, have been 100% needed this week. Anyway. Christmas was fabulous. Turkey's kind of more of a Thanksgiving thing here. So for Christmas lunch, a lot of Americans don't have a Christmas-style dinner as we would think of it. Friends of ours did salmon, someone else had a side of beef. There was also even curry and pasta that some friends of ours had on Christmas Day. As veggies, we went mushroom Wellington with all the trimmings. Oh, it was lovely. The Christmas pud my dad made with the girls went down a treat. Especially, I caved in. Now, I didn't think I would become that person who sought out British products when I moved to the States. I have, I admit it, been a bit snobby about people who say go to Spain and then go and eat in the place every day that does a fry-up every morning. Eat the food of the country you're in. Enjoy the culture. But come on, for Christmas, can I find custard powder anywhere? Can I find decent gravy? Side note, some gravy sold here is white. White! I caved in. I bought both custard powder and gravy granules at the shop that sells food from around the world, and man alive, because there were also tins of baked beans, $2 a tin. I couldn't help myself. And my goodness, they tasted fantastic on toast the next morning. The only thing really missing from Christmas Day was crackers. They're just not a thing here. Why would you put something that explodes on your Christmas table? One friend asked me. So we had no paper hats splitting 5 seconds after you put them on, or no rubbish jokes and naff plastic gifts, but, I kind of miss them a little bit. Not being in England has obviously affected me a bit because for the first time in about 10 years, I watched the Queen's speech. Honestly, not a part of my Christmas Day, possibly ever, definitely not in recent years, but I quite enjoyed it. Side note, what Nana doesn't have pictures of all of her grandchildren on her side table? Anyway, that's another conversation. I had planned my fantasy first Christmas in the desert, really, some months ago. A walk through the dusty landscape, perhaps up a mountain, wafting past swallows, taking stock of the big move we've made. In fact, it just poured in rain all day. The poor dog didn't even get a walk. So we just ate all the food and, of course, started a game of Monopoly, which ended up going on for 3 days. You can take the girl out of Manchester, eh? I'll see you in the desert.